Hey guys, this video is going to be a wrist loving flow, which basically just means that we're not going to be bearing any weight on our wrist. This has been a very highly requested video, so I'm excited to flow with you today. So we are not going to be doing any chaturanga, tabletop, planks, even downward facing dog. So if you are new to yoga, sometimes our wrists can kind of get sore, not used to bearing a lot of weight. So this will be really great if your wrists just need a break, or even if you have injury or anything like that. You don't have to miss out on your yoga class. You still get to do your yoga and give your wrist a little love. Okay, so go ahead and just meet me in a nice easy seat Sukhasana. So getting really grounded down through your sit bones. Go ahead and close your eyes. And breathe in to extend your fingertips high towards the sky. And then press your palms together and drag your hands down next to your heart. Lengthen a little bit through your spine, lifting the crown of your head up. And really pressing your palms together, so right away just feeling that connection. Feel some grounding before our practice. And see if you can slide your shoulders down your back, away from your ears. And then with me, take a deep breath in. Through your mouth, open up, sigh it out. Another one just like that, fully inhale. Open up, let it go. One more together, fill up. And start to flutter your eyes open. And go ahead and bring your hands onto your knees and coming into some seated cat-cows. So from here, just slide your heart through, really arching through your back and feeling expansive across your chest. And then on the exhale, rounding in. So see if you can bring your back into a dome-like shape. And breathe in, open back up. And exhale, round in. Emptying all of your breath. Inhale, breathe in, lift. And exhale, hug in. And one more, breathe in. Exhale, round. And come back through a neutral spine. And coming into a seated twist, take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Bring your fingertips down onto the earth and just twist as much as your body is going to allow you to. I know we're just starting to warm up. See if you can gaze past your right shoulder. Get a little bit more lift through your spine. On the exhale, twist just a little bit deeper, even if it's just 1 little centimeter. Breathe in. And breathe out, slowly unwind and switch out to the other side. So at any point that we are using our hands today, we're not going to be putting weight onto our wrists. So we'll either just gently be on our palms, but most of the time just onto our fingertips. So you still should be able to let some weight out of your wrist. And deep breath in. And slowly release, coming into a butterfly. So bring the bottoms of your feet to touch. And then just snuggle your heels as close to your body or away from your body. Just find that sweet spot for you. Letting your knees just fall heavy down towards the mat. And then breathe in, lengthen up nice and tall through your spine. And then on the exhale, go ahead and round and fold forward. So dropping your torso, you can stay holding on to your feet, maybe your toes, or if you want, you can start to extend your fingertips forward. So again, just gently coming onto our fingertips. If your palms feel okay, go ahead and do that. And just letting your inner thighs and your hips start to open. Just a couple more rounds of breath. Letting the depth happen. Good, together, breathe in. And empty out. And start to lift yourself back up. And then from here, draw your knees all the way together. I'm going to turn here slightly. And draw your knees into your chest. And you're going to start to rock and roll along your spine just like 3 to 4 times. So go ahead and gently come back. Roll forward. We'll do 3. On that last one, get enough momentum to shift your body forward, plant your feet, and just bow over both of your legs at the top of your mat. And then go ahead and just start to widen your stance. Bring it to be just about hip width distance apart. Bowing forward. The back of your legs start to open. You can bend into your knees. Maybe salsa out your legs. And then curl your fingertips over to the right edge of your mat. And release. Back through center over to the left edge of your mat. And back through center. From here, breathe in for a halfway lift. So placing your hands onto your shins and being nice and gentle, and drawing the crown of your head forward, scoop up through your lower belly, and drag your shoulders down your back away from your ears. And so think about a nice long flat back here. Breathe in. On the exhale, go ahead and bow forward. And then this time you're gonna press down through your feet and start to rise all the way up to stand. So really ground down through your heels as you lift up. Hug your inner thighs in, extend your fingertips high towards the sky. Give a slight tuck of your tailbone under. Find more lift. And then on your exhale, just bow forward, soften through your knees. Breathe in, find that halfway lift. So you can bring your hands to your shins, or you can also just come onto your fingertips while the crown of your head still reaches forward. Exhale to soften as you bow. Press down, rise up. Breathe in, sweep up high, Urdhva Hastasana, get long. Exhale to bow forward. Staying at the top of your mat. One breath, one movement, halfway lift. Exhale to bow forward. Press down, rise up. Exhale, soften, release. 2 more, breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Urdhva Hastasana, lift up high, really pressing through your feet, strong foundation. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, release. Biggest breath in. And exhale to fold forward. All right, from here, you're gonna sink your hips low and coming into your chair pose. So you can bring your feet all the way to touch. If you have a really tight hip, baby on board, you can always bring your feet a little bit wider or just whatever feels better in your body today. So go ahead and just sink low. Really hugging into center line. And connect back with your breath. Notice when a pose starts to get kind of challenging, we may start to hold our breath, find more ease. Breathe in. On your exhale, bring your hands to heart center. From here, we're gonna step our left foot back, but first get really grounded through your right foot to get really stable, and then send it back, coming into a high crescent lunge. So set yourself up. You can widen your stance a little bit, sink your hips low. You want to charge up your back leg, but if you need to soften a little bit, if your your left hip flexor is really tight, just soften a little bit. And again, tucking that tailbone under, extend your fingertips high now. And think about drawing your belly button back towards your spine. Sink a little lower into your front leg. Breathe in. On your exhale, finding an open twist. So you're sweeping your right fingertips back, left fingertips forward. See if you can keep your hips as square as possible. And really extend your fingertips away from each other, away from the center of your body. Sink a little lower, and then flip it on back. So you're just gonna graze your fingertips to the back of your left thigh. Soften your face, breathe in. And then come back to the open twist, back to your high crescent lunge. Breathe in. On the exhale, coming into Prasarita. So here you're gonna turn so that your toes are in, your heels out, and you're refacing the left edge of your mat. I'll kind of go this way so you can still see me and that my butt's just not in your face. All right, so on the exhale, go ahead and just bow forward. Drop your head. And then you have a couple options here. You can take your hands to the outside of your ankles. You can always just have your hands gentle right down in front of your face. Maybe slide your hands through. And so choose whatever's working best in your body today. Soften a little bit through your knees and shake your head yes. Shake your head no. With every exhale, see if the crown of your head can get down towards the earth just a little bit more. All right, wherever you are, release to bring your hands just right underneath your face. You can come on to your fingertips, you stay nice and gentle. Breathe in for a halfway lift, and on the exhale, bow. And dance it up, halfway lift, and let it flow down. One more, breathe in, and breathe out. All right, from here, crawling towards your right foot to the top of your mat, coming into a pyramid pose. So shifting your body to be square with the top of your mat, bump your back foot up. Now widen your stance and then shorten your stance. So you're on railroad tracks here, not a balance beam. And just bow over your right leg. You can extend your fingertips forward, letting your chest melt down towards your leg. See if you can avoid rounding and dumping in. So think about length. And to get here, you might want to think about arching your lower back slightly. So this is me not arching, this is me arching. So see the difference? It's fun how little tiny adjustments can make a big difference in the pose and how our body feels in a pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. A little bit more length here. All right, coming into a triangle pose. So I want you just to ever so slightly bring your right foot back a little bit more towards the center of your mat, and just slide your back foot towards the back edge so that the blade edge side of your back foot is parallel with the back edge of your mat, coming into triangle pose. So use your core to lift yourself up and just really gently placing your fingertips onto your shin and start to extend up. So reaching your left fingertips high, making sure that your chest stays nice and lifted. Slight tug of the tailbone under, and really let your side body start to lengthen and open up. This side is crunched in more. See if you can expand and find more space. Breathe in. Breathe out. Put a really deep bend into your front leg, coming into a warrior two. So here, your feet really shouldn't move, but if you need to adjust them, go ahead and go for it. Just to make sure that your right heel stays in alignment with the back arch of your left foot. So pressing your fingertips away from your body. Sink your hips low. Make sure that you're nice and stacked. Your knee is tracking the pinky toe side of your foot rather than buckling in towards the big toe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Flip your front palm, tip it on back, find your peace. And then come back to that warrior two. And then shifting back into your high crescent. So go ahead and reach your fingertips high, re-square your hips. Find that sweet spot, settle in so your back heel is really, really high. From here, breathe in to reach up. On the exhale, flying crescent. Sweep your fingertips behind you. Keep reaching the crown of your head forward. Notice my legs started to straighten. Bring your ankle right underneath your knee. Draw your shoulder blades together. Reach your fingertips behind you. Hold here, stay strong, breathe in. Breathe out. Now extend your fingertips forward, and you're gonna step your left foot to the top of your mat. To meet your right, sink low into your chair pose. All right, sink a little lower. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your hands to heart center. Now really grounding down through your left foot and stepping your right foot back, coming to that high crescent. So shimmy your way into it. Sink a little lower, and then extend your fingertips high. So your chest, your hips are both square with the top of your mat. See if you can relax your shoulders down your back. Breathe in. Find that open twist. Left fingertips go behind you, right fingertips really reach forward. Sink a little lower. Keep your hips nice and square. Charge up your back leg. Reverse it on back, grazing the back of your right thigh. Really reach. Come back to that open twist and back to the high crescent. Breathe in. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn for your prasarita. So now over to the right edge of your mat. And toes in, heels out. And then draw your shoulders down your back. Let's lift our heart first. And then on the exhale, fold forward. Maybe here you do the same exact variation you did on the other side. Maybe you want to try on something a little bit different this round. So let that be your choice. See if you can remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. See if you can soften through your jaw. Soften the space around your eyes. And find where you can just let go a little bit more. Enjoy the space that you're creating for yourself. And a couple more rounds of breath. You can shift your body forward and back, test out your balance. All right, wherever you are, and gently placing your hands underneath your face. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale to fold. 2 more times. Breathe in. Empty as you bow. 1 more. Fill up. And exhale to fold. Now crawling towards the top of your mat, towards your left foot. Pyramid pose. Bump your back foot up. Press your back foot down again. Think about those railroad tracks, not balance beam. Level out your hips. So your left hip's going to naturally want to shift forward. See if you can draw it back. You can even take your hand as like a C shape. Bring it to your hip and then really draw it back. It's like someone has your hips and they're really pulling them back while you're trying to reach the crown of your head forward at the same exact time. That analogy always helps me in this pose. A lot is happening here. You're really lengthening and stretching out your hamstring, which is attached to your lower back. Also lengthening out through your spine and keeping your core engaged, pressing through your back foot. And find where you can soften a little. All right, now begin to bring your left foot more towards the center. Bring your back foot back a little bit, just a couple inches, and then bring the back edge of your foot to be parallel with the back edge of your mat, coming into triangle pose. So gently placing your fingertips onto your shin and extend your fingertips high. Make sure that your chest is not tipping down. You want to really draw your right shoulder up and back, plug your shoulder blades towards your spine, and then really activate your core, plug your belly button back. And then see if you can tuck your bottom hip under, feel that difference. The sun feels so good. And then put a deep bend into your front leg, coming to that warrior two. Again, making sure your knees tracking the pinky toe side of your front foot. Sink your hips low, hugging everything in so your ribs are hugging in towards each other. And send your hips a little lower. Breathe in. Breathe out. Flip your front palm, tip it back, find your peace. And then come back to that warrior two. And then shifting back into your high crescent lunge. So just sweep your fingertips forward, readjust, back heels really, really high. Sink your hips low, breathe in. And flying crescent on that exhale, sweeping your fingertips behind you, lengthen out through the crown of your head, level your hips. Really charging up through your back leg. Let that be the engine here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sweep your fingertips forward and step your front or your back foot to the top of your mat. Back to your chair pose. Breathe in. On the exhale, bow forward to release. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Press down, rise all the way up to stand. And then bring your hands to heart center. Finding a switch here. So taking your feet out wide, and we're gonna come into Malasana. So you want your feet to be out, fanning out so that your toes are out, heels are in. And bring your hands to heart center. And you're gonna sink your hips low. So it's really easy to kind of dump into this. So you wanna lift your chest, engage through your thighs, through your glutes, to sink your hips nice and low, but not allowing your knees to buckle in. You wanna draw your knees like they're pressing back. You can even use your arms or your elbows to help draw your knees back. So you can stay here, maybe actually using your arms to push back. Feel your inner thighs open. Press evenly through both of your feet. Ideally a little bit heavier down through your heels. Lifting your heart, breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath. Empty out, bring your hands back to heart center if they're not already. And lift your hips, and then we're just gonna bow it forward. So you walk your feet all the way to touch. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale to release. Sink low into your chair pose. Keep sinking lower and lower and lower and lower, all the way to come down. And then let's come into a boat pose. So you have a few options here. You can bring your knees kind of towards your chest so your legs are bent. Option to straighten out your legs. This is feeling better for me today. So just extend your hands out. Action through your toes, action through your fingers. And then find a little lift through your heart. So you're not dumping down. So really engage through your core, obviously, but also lifting through your heart, space a lot along your collarbones. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest and just lower all the way down onto your back, nice and slow. And then plant your feet down. Coming into bridge pose. So here, still being gentle on our wrists, so we're just gonna place our palms to press down. Feet are hip width distance apart. And then on the next inhale, start to tuck your tailbone under and then lift your hip points high towards the sky. You can shimmy your shoulder blades a little bit closer together, lifting your heart like it's pressing towards the back edge of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your knees stay right underneath your hip points so that they're not fanning out, they're hugging in. right, slowly lower it down. And the next breath in, come right back up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. My glutes are feeling that. All right, coming into a figure 4 on our backs. So from here, ground down through your left foot. Bring your right ankle over top of your left leg. Now you can stay right here, or you can take your hand and press your thigh bone away from your body. You can always reach behind your thigh, maybe your shin. Just make sure that your neck stays nice and long with the rest of your spine, so you don't have a big arch through your neck. I'm really letting your hip space open up. And soften the space between your brow. Slowly release this side and just switch it out. And see if you can mirror match each side, working to find that balance. Letting the back of your head melt down. Keep your feet flexed. See if your shoulders, if they're starting to really round in towards your heart, see if you can draw them away from your heart and press them both down onto your mat. I love a good, juicy hip stretch. Can never go wrong with a hip stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. And press your left thigh bone away from your body, just 1 inch. All right, slowly release. Let that side go. And then coming into just a little inversion here. So coming into a waterfall. So you're gonna stack your feet directly over your hips. Try not to be over your face. So if they start to come forward, just draw your legs back and just place your palms down. Melt your back into the mat and keep your feet engaged. So you can keep them pointed, flexed, or people who like to kind of do both at the same time. I've heard it called floint, which is just a funny word. So let's floint our feet. And letting the blood flow back towards our heart. This posture is really great for calming down your nervous system. It's great for circulation. A lot of benefits to this pose. That's why yoga is so great. It's like these simple postures that give our body and our mind so many benefits. So let's just linger here for a couple breaths and just let that sink in. All right, come out of it by drawing your knees into your chest. Curl into a tiny little ball. Give yourself some grace and give yourself some gratitude for showing up. Taking the time for yourself to move, to breathe. Because if you're doing this right now, you know how important this is. You value your body, you value your health. All right, slowly release and just make your way back to an easy seat, just how we started. Root down, close your eyes. Extend your fingertips high. Press your palms together and drag them down next to your heart. Deep cleansing breath in. Open up, release. And draw your thumbs up towards third eye center. Thank you so much for showing up and allowing me to guide you through this wrist-loving flow. Hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Go in peace. We will see you very soon. Namaste.